Hey everyone, welcome. I hope you're doing very fabulous. So today I want to get back into the Natasha Denona Yucca Palette, but I want to rearrange the eyeshadows in the palette. The nice thing about Natasha Denona is that she does give you the ability to do that. So there's these little holes here, and all you have to do is just push them and the little eyeshadow pans will fall out, and then you can just rearrange. When I look at the individual pans and how they're placed in here, I feel like it's just very haphazard, and it takes me a long time to kind of figure out, okay, well, what's my transition shade? What's going to be my crease shade? What's going to be my outer V? What's going to be, my little razzle dazzle, sparklies that I like. So I am appreciative of the fact that you can rearrange. A couple things to note though, when you do rearrange, the actual eyeshadow names are listed on the front of the palette. So when you rearrange, they will be out of order and those won't be the names. And then another thing too, when you go to pop these out, you want to make sure that you're popping them out in an area where it might be soft, where it will break the fall, because you don't want to break your eyeshadows and or run the risk of them like falling like on the floor. So you want to make sure that you have a really nice soft area, and that also that they're not falling too far. The distance you want to make sure is not going to be that great, because the impact, you want to protect these eyeshadows. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rearrange these to my liking. Something that makes a little bit more sense to my eye. And I'm also going to do, if I have time, which I think I will, I'm going to do 2 different eye looks also with this palette. But before I get right into it, my name is Carrie. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. And for those of you already subscribed, I have the best subscribers. Thank you guys so much. You're so kind and you're gracious, and I appreciate you guys keeping that flow going in the comment section, which you always do. Very positive and very loving and kind. So I thank you for that. Let me show you the palette how it is. Just how it is before I depot it. Okay, and then what I'm going to use is I'm just going to take a bobby pin. I just stretched my bobby pin out. You can see it's a bobby pin, and I stretched it out. And it's really nice and small to be able to get into the back here, to be able to push these out. So see how that fell out? Okay, so now I can show you like this, kind of up close. So I'm just gonna push all of these out, you guys. Very simple, and it's just falling right on my towel, nice and gently, that I have kind of sitting on my lap. And they're easy to fall out. That one needs a little help. Okay guys, so I have them kind of in an order of how I want to put them back in the palette, which I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. But let me see if I can show you. They're just kind of on my little like stand right here. So you guys, okay, brace yourself. It's nothing fancy that I'm working on here, okay? So here's a quick look at how I think the eyeshadow palette should go. Okay, so now I can start to put those back in the palette. I should take this opportunity to kind of clean this up, but I'm not going to. I'm feeling very lazy. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the little individual ones, and I'm going to pop them in the order that I want them in. So here we go. And they're magnetized. They just go in really, really nicely, actually. Now I have 2 other, so there's all the shimmery shades, and I put the metallic, the one metallic in the palette in the middle here on the top. I have 2 other Natasha Denona larger pan palettes. I have her I Need a Nude palette, and I have the retro glam palette. So if you want to see me do the same thing, let me know. All right, oranges in here. All right, here we go. Here is my version of how I would want this palette to look. I feel like it's a little easier for me to come up with a makeup look. I'm not thinking too hard. I am very thankful for Natasha Denona for making it very easy, being able to, you know, rearrange. I do like that. And I also love the fact, and I say this every time about Natasha Denona, I do love the fact that she offers the mini palettes to her larger palettes. Now I have 6 of her mini palettes. I can link below the mini palettes that I have. If anybody wants to see a look on those, just, you know, request it in the comments. But now that I've got something here that makes a little bit more sense to my eye visually, I can get into the eye look. All right, so let me stop talking here. I'm gonna take a Refer 16. I'm gonna go into this one right here. I don't know which shade this is. I'm sorry, I don't know which shade it is. Anyways, all right, here we go. It's going in my crease. I am already prepped and primed. I was using the Urban Decay anti-aging primer potion. I really like that. My eyelids are so oily, you guys, that the Urban Decay primer potion works so well. And I've used the original. Oh, that's so pretty. And today I was just using the anti-aging. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the shade right here. I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry, but I'm taking this one right here, and I'm taking a Refer 13, and that's gonna go in my crease. And I am tapping these off because they are a little bit powdery, but I don't mind that. It's just something to be mindful of. Gosh, that's so pretty. You know, these shades look, now that I have them placed like this, it looks like there's a lot of repeat and redundancy in these shades, but I'm telling you what, they're sneaky. They have a very different undertone to them, and they have a very different base color than from each other. So there's not, it appears to have redundancy, but there's not very much, to be honest. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna darken up the outer V and the outer area of the eye, and I'm gonna go into this dark brown shade right here. It's actually a very pretty color. This brown in this palette is really, really nice. All right, so I'm gonna start that on the outer edge of the eye here. Start to carve out kind of an outer V here. Oh, and I'm sorry guys, I'm using a Refer 01 Mini. I'm going to take that brown shade underneath. So beautiful. Okay, so I'm going back with the Refer 13, one that I had this shade right here on. And I'm gonna start to bring it up a little bit more, right? Like right above my crease. And also I'm just gonna deepen up the crease a little bit more too, but right above it. I'm gonna take a little bit, whatever's left over, gonna put over here. Gosh, that's really pretty, man. That brown shade, it's really, really pretty. I'm gonna take an angled brush. This is a Luxie angled brush. I don't know, I can't see it, you guys. It's pink with rose, really small rose gold that's fading, writing on what it is. So I'm gonna go into this kind of bright neon looking shade here. It's like a green yellow, but it's bright. And I'm gonna tap off, and I'm just going to stamp up here just to add a little bit of brightness, and it did. Okay, good. And then a little bit right here. Gosh, that shade is so pretty. I don't want to put too much here. because you know I'm gonna add the razzle dazzle here in a second. That is a beautiful, beautiful matte shade or matte eye right there. And but you know I can't stop there. I have to go in with the razzle dazzle. And since I put all my razzle dazzles on the very top row, I know my eye goes directly to it. So I'm gonna add some glitter glue to my eyelid. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into this one, that shade right here. It's gonna be so pretty. And put that right here. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Keeping it right on the eye here. And I'm gonna put just a little bit on that brown right here, just a little bit. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, now we gotta brighten the eye up a little bit. So I'm gonna take the one metallic shade that's in the palette here. I don't know the name. Taking it on a small domed brush. This is a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH39. And I'm gonna put that right here in the inner corner. And I'm gonna bring it up and over. And whatever's left over, I'm gonna do brow bone highlight. Ooh, it's so pretty. Let's add a little bit to the inner lid. Oh, man, that is a beautiful, soft, delicate eye, but yet it's got some richness to it. It's a little funky almost in a sense. It's a little different type of earthy tone that I like. I'm digging it, you guys. It is really nice. Okay, so just to add a little bit more brightness, I'm gonna take a clean finger. I'm gonna go into that shade right here. That is the metallic. I'm not adding glitter glue or anything, and I'm just gonna put it right here, just to add a little bit more brightness to the middle of the eye, because you guys know I like to do that. Okay, I'm gonna stop there with that, with the eyeshadows anyways. I am gonna tightline. I'm gonna use my Sephora 12-hour colorful contour eye pencil in tiramisu. It's an eyeliner. Let's just call it what it is, an eyeliner. I'm gonna do the tops and the bottoms. Tightlining. It's actually a really good eyeliner, this Sephora. Okay, so now let's move into, I'm gonna move into mascara. I'm gonna use one of my favorites, the Fenty Beauty Hella Thick. I know I've said this a million times, but if you're new here, it's a drier formula. Either you love this mascara or you hate it. I happen to love it because the drier formula grips my lashes, because my lashes are very unruly. So, okay guys, that eye is done. It is so, that is so pretty. That is a pretty eye. I mean, in my opinion, it's a pretty eye. I'm not tooting my own horn. It's the makeup, you guys. The makeup is, she does have very good quality eyeshadows. Anyways, now let's move on to the other eye. So, you know, of course, I got to get into my new row down here, this last row right here. And I'm going to take a Clean Refer 16. I'm going into this shade right here. I don't know what the name is, but we're going into that one. Put it in my crease first and then bring it up as a transition. Tap it first. Okay. It's a very beautiful color. It looks really intense in the pan, but honestly, it's not. It's not that intense at all. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm taking a Refer 14 and I'm gonna go into this one right here. That is gonna go in my crease. I'm gonna tap it in first, just so I can remember its attitude. Okay, here we go. Now I can Start blending it. Wow. Gosh, that's so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna take the first brush that I was using. I'm not adding any more, but I'm gonna blend that crease shade upwards. So pretty. Gosh, that is so pretty. All right, so now I want to darken up the outer V area, and I'm going to go into this deep green shade right here, which, by the way, you guys, it's a very nice shade. I remember using this shade in my first look, and oh, it's so pretty. All right, so let's carve out this outer V here. I'm not going for neatness yet. I just kind of want to place the shade. Then we can go in there and blend. Is that a little more? Okay, now let's start to blend. Take it underneath, just a little bit underneath, because I also want to add some I want to add some oranginess down there. Okay, now I'm gonna take the rougher 14 that I was using. I had this shade on. I'm gonna add a little bit more, and I'm gonna kind of blend out that green shade that I just put on right above it, and bring it into the crease. Oh yeah, you see the depth. Can you guys see that? Ooh, it's looking pretty. All right, I'm gonna take underneath. Gosh, that looks so, so beautiful. Okay, going to add the glitter glue. This shade right here. I'm just gonna put it on my finger and swipe it on. Ooh, it's a beautiful green. Oh my gosh, okay. It's got some gold in there. It's got some flecks of gold. Okay, now we got to add a little more razzle dazzle. All right, so I'm taking a Refer 13 mini. I'm going to go into this shade right here. I'm going to put that, I'm going to start it in the kind of right here in the crease, and I'm going to bring it kind of up and over, and I'm going to add a little bit to the inner corner. Ooh. Oh, the sparkle. You blend out in the crease here. Whatever's left over, let's add a little bit for the brow bone highlight. Gosh, you guys, that is so pretty. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the dark green. Let's add a little bit more depth back in. Sometimes that rubbing, all that rubbing kind of can fluff away. I want to add a little bit of the teal color just on a flat brush. This is a, God, what are you? A blinged brush E38, and it's just a real kind of flat brush. And I just want to put that on the base of the upper lash. I'm not going to really wing it out. I just want to put it right here on the base of the eye, upper eye. Okay, I did add it. It might be a little difficult to see it beyond the shimmers that I put there, but it's there. So I'm going to stop there. It looks really good. I'm gonna tightline. I'm gonna add mascara, and then I'll move on to the lips. Okay, guys. Before I put the mascara, I changed my mind about something like last minute. I'm sorry I didn't show you on camera. I did tightline with the Sephora on the very top lash. And then I took that bright teal color on this brush and I put it underneath my lower lash, or like right in my waterline. Let me see if I can show it to you guys a little bit closely. You see the teal in my waterline? Oh, it looks so, so pretty. I'm gonna have to get a teal eyeliner because it will be a little bit easier to put an eyeliner in your waterline than it is a powder shadow, because it can get into your eyes if you're not careful. All right, going in with mascara. Okay guys, that eye is done. I think both eyes look absolutely stunning. You guys, the more I use this palette, the more I appreciate it. I feel like my eye looks today are even better than they were in the video that I did like a first impression on, which I'll link below. But having these eyeshadows in a more cohesive pattern for me personally, visually, had really helped. I think both eyes came out really, really, really pretty. Anyways, all right, let's move on to the lips. I'm gonna line my lips though real quick with the Milani Color Statement Lip Pencil in Spice, one of the best lip liners on the planet. As far as the color goes, it's phenomenal. All right, so now I'm going to use the Natasha Denona I Need a Rose. This is in Peony. It's a lip gloss. It's very beautiful. It's a very light pink. Ooh, it's so beautiful. That lip liner from Milani, the Spiced, perfect. Perfect mix, perfect combo with this light pink shade. So pretty. And it goes beautifully with these eyes. Okay guys, real quick, I'm gonna spray the face. I'm gonna use my Urban Decay All Nighter Vitamin C. Okay guys, it's time for me to show you the final look. Okay guys, this makeup look and this rearranging the Natasha Denona Yucca Palette is complete. Rearranging the shades in here, I felt like made it more cohesive for me personally visually. Like when I look at this, it makes a little bit more sense, and I enjoyed putting the eyeshadow on my eyes a little bit more this time around. Like it made me really appreciate the quality and the color story of this palette a lot more than the couple times that I used it previously, if that makes any sense. I just, for me, it just makes more sense this way. There wasn't too much thinking about, oh, where I'm gonna go and what am I gonna do? So I think, you know, both looks came out really, really pretty. So comment below, tell me what you think. Do you wanna see me depot some more? I have, show you, I've got the I Need a Nude, and then I do have the, as far as her larger ones, the Retro Glam palette, which, oh my gosh, this one I feel like really needs to be figured out. As far as being rearranged or whatever. But if you want to see that, comment below, and then I have 6 of her mini eyeshadow palettes, so I'll link those below as well. So if anybody wanted to see a look with those, you can comment below. And if you do have a request from me, I do have a request from a subscriber with the Morphe Aurascape. I haven't forgotten, I promise. I'm going to get to it. But anyways, you guys, comment below. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.